TikTok's brain rot king just hit a new low. If this isn't solved, these could be early signs of the next generation of content, which would destroy our ability to think one video at a time. Now, who is the king of brain rot? What low did he actually hit? And why is this important? We'll get to that. But first, we need to clarify what type of brain rot this is. Now, brain rot is low quality internet content, much like the video you're watching. Just kidding. Some people refer to it as the excessive use of media, which can lead to decreased attention spans, impaired mental function, and the reduced ability to engage in deeper, more meaningful activities. How do you like that definition? But with all things, there seems to be a bit of a tier list when it comes to brain rot. Side note, I can see the moon right now. It's a waning gibbous. The effects of brain rot are already upon us. Look at that. Decreased attention span. What'd I say? Now, it appears there's some disagreement in the brain rot community on what is S-tier brain rot. Some people believe Skibidi Toilet is up there. People believe Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross are somewhere on the list. But regardless, it's a collection of mainstream memes, media that is not insightful or beneficial to anyone. Now, for our creator today, Collins Key, he's what I would consider the potential Mr. Beast of brain rot. Now, why is this important? With TikTok getting bigger, it seems to have created a race to the bottom for content, particularly in this brain rot region. There is an increased demand for videos that are so stupid that make almost zero sense to rise to the top. Now, in this content world, obviously the best content creators are going to be successful, which means in this new old content creators that were good at what they did can essentially devolve, if we can say that, and make the best brain rot content there is. I don't want to call it the Mr. Beastification of brain rot, but that's exactly what this is. And the reason that scares me is, what does that mean for the future? But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Now, I've teased this enough. Who truly is the king of brain rot on TikTok? Collins Key. Collins Key is an old YouTube creator who is an absolute master at cards. He started years ago on YouTube filming card videos and eventually kind of morphed into more kids content. He's what I consider one of the first waves of the YouTube influence scene. Stopped posting long form content 2 years ago. Now, why would he do that? Let me build this up a little bit. Imagine posting card videos, which is your passion at the time, and it being uber successful on YouTube. Now you're posting things here and there and you're starting to get a lot of views. And you think, what can you do to take it to the next level? What if you went on America's Got Talent? So he does this and is actually pretty successful, makes it to the finals, which for anyone is a major accomplishment. And of course, this video is not bashing Colin in any way. It's really showing what's possible when smart people like Colin decide to take, I don't want to call it a villain arc, but a bit of a detour, so to speak. Now it starts very casually, but eventually he finds his way into the kids niche on YouTube, which for back in the day was absolutely bonkers. Posting videos like Shock Collar Challenge and Back to School Guys vs. Girls Challenge, these videos landed so well. 15 million views there, 24 million views there on long form YouTube videos, which for ad revenue is out of this world. Now, I know this was years and years ago, so we don't know truly how much he made from the videos, but I'm sure he did pretty well. Colin at this point does what any good YouTuber would do and continues making these videos until he's kind of at his wit's end. Now, around the time he's deciding to quit, the child content devolved, depending on how you look at it, to some pretty wild ideas. One is 15 ways to sneak candy into the movies. Wow. Wow, okay. So you kind of see the content tending towards chaos. And I'm not saying this is necessarily like an evil thing or bad thing. I guess on YouTube with more supply, being more intense or more jarring, especially in the thumbnail or video idea, is going to land more than just doing something very basic that no one has seen. So he stopped posting on this channel 2 years ago, which if anyone in the comments wants to give more context on why or kind of that situation, feel free to drop it. But this is where Colin starts trying his hand at TikTok. And with all your background and knowledge, this is where you can really make some banger videos. Now, why is he truly the king of brain rot? I want you to imagine spending years and years of your life making content for kids. It slowly starts to, I don't want to say devolve, but starts to get to a place where you start to do some ridiculous things for views. And again, we're not bashing Colin. It's the name of the game and he's really good at it. All these videos are really funny too. But having over 12 years of experience with content is gonna give you a good idea on what's gonna land and what's not. Let me try and make this more clear. You have 179 million views on a 10-minute video. Now, odds are the demographic on this video is going to skew more young, which a majority of users on TikTok are arguably a younger demographic. You're able to see in the analytics where people skip back to, what parts they wanted to not watch altogether. 179 million people watch this video. It becomes, dare I say, empirical data at that point. The sample size is big enough and you get some really good insights onto what people like and what people don't like. Especially when it comes to content like that, you have more than enough info. What can make a video land? When you bring this over to the emerging market of brain rot on TikTok, you can crush it. And that is why he is the king. Now you're probably thinking, why is this a low? Well, it depends how you see it. Collins Key being the Mr. Beast of brain rot on TikTok, he has a lot of momentum going in this direction. His last couple videos have gotten over hundreds of millions of views. And he probably is looking down the sites and being, all right, how can I scale this? How can I make this more of a content machine? The machine that he's had experience building on YouTube, he could easily bring it over to TikTok. I know these videos are funny. They're actually really funny. I actually love his video. But when smart people like Colin make it their goal, really hone in on their mission of just getting as many views as possible, and it leads to that devolving effect that I mentioned, is probably not good for a lot of people. It's probably not good for society. Now, I'm sure some of you are saying brain rot's gonna get worse either way. And if he decides to ride this wave, let him ride it. If someone's going to be the leader in this, why not call him? And that is true. However, of course, you could take the moral high road. I'm sure he's made millions and millions of dollars from YouTube. So he wouldn't necessarily need to make any more, but that is Colin's decision. Colin is a man. He can make his own decisions. And he's also really fun. I think if Colin wanted to switch to being a comedian, he easily could. Can you imagine Colin making the first motion picture brain rot movie? That would go crazy. So would I consider this a low? Yeah. Colin has the ability. He has the power in his hands to inflict a lot of damage on the psyche of the world. Will he decide to go all out? Who knows? Will he treat TikTok like a fun side hobby? Perhaps. But he has the ability. He has the skill. He has the data to leave a lasting impact on the world. Some could call it entertainment, some could call it a good thing. But some could argue that the net effect of having almost everyone in the world see these videos, what is truly the benefit? And if it's a smile, that's a good thing. But if it aids in the decreased attention spans and the effects of brain rot, maybe there's a better way to do it. Do I know what way that is? No. But Colin's a smart guy, and I'm sure if he really wanted to, he could find it. But Colin is not the only smart guy on TikTok. In fact, Columer White is a comedian that has created the best business idea I've ever heard in my life. He will go to your boss and he will cuss them out on your behalf anonymously. He reads whatever comments you wrote about your boss verbatim in front of them and poses as a real company.
She keeps a jar of gas in her office.
I have no idea what that means.
When I say gas, I mean gas from an ass. You got a jar of fart and you storing it. So like I said, we just want to get your side of the story.
If you want to learn more, watch this video right here. I'll see you there.